Afternoon. Oh my goodness, what a crazy day. We are going to talk about Bitcoin, Mara. We've also got other ones that are moving. So GBTC, I got to put that on there too. So let's get into it for today. I hope you all have had an amazing day. Let's transition over. I forgot to open it up on the other computer so that I have the ability to see you guys and your chat. So let me get that up and going. All right, your channel. So I have some amazing videos coming out all about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. Just did a podcast with Micah Noss on Monday. Should be edited, coming to you guys today or tomorrow. Remember that I will show you guys the link on that as well. Let me get this up and running. I see there's 4 people on right now. I don't care YouTube about this new change that you just did. Just give me my live stream, please. Right? Okay. And I have the chat up and running. Hello, Asif. Hello, Ben. Hello, Hanak. How are you guys doing today? All right, we've got the SPY up. I'm going to turn off this cool little indicator right here that does give me the little heads up on potential longs and shorts. So today, crazy day in the Bitcoin world, right? Bitcoin is rocking. Let's look at Bitcoin instead of the market right now, because Bitcoin, that was the first thing that I got my alert on today, was Bitcoin breaking above 20,000 this morning. Look, it broke up early at 9 a.m. It was up above 20,000, came back down here. Look at how it's really riding this on the 15-minute chart. Now it's starting to curl over. We might see that there will be a little bit of profit taking. Same scenario for GBTC. GBTC is starting to show that profit taking as well. I took off 50% of my profit up here. Looking at the chart, I was like, you know what? This price action is stalling up around 25.50. I don't need to be holding on as a bag holder. I can get in lower. So I took 50% off the table. I'm not getting out of it. But why not? I got back here, added into my position on the breakout. And look at that, nice 3 days to the upside. It's a bit overextended. You want to look at APXT? Sure, we can look at that. And I have to let you guys know, I've been doing a lot of work. I know I've been telling you that the new website is coming. It really is coming. And been doing work to integrate the watch list to Instagram and Facebook, so that if you guys know people that are on Instagram or Facebook that want to check out my products and services, they are available right there. You can click right through. So I'm trying to make it easier to help people. All right, so let's go back to the SPY. So the SPY on the daily chart, we are on the 24-hour, we were not able to break new highs over here. Our highs on the 9th were up at 371.28, right? And now I'm getting some, okay. All right. Getting some notes for Ticker Talker today, 3:30 live on YouTube. I will post the link when we go live. So if you guys want to watch that, join in, ask some questions. There's not a lot of people that come and ask questions. So come and join us at 3:30. All right. And let's add on Peloton for Mark as well. Mark, how are you liking the training pit? It's pretty awesome, right? All right, Mark joined us from being here on the live stream over to the training pit. Awesome place. Okay, so we're almost setting a lower high right now, right? Is this going to be the beginning of a wedge that we are, I wonder if there's a wedge drawing tool. No, not right there. It'd be awesome if they had like a wedge. Maybe I'm going to talk to them about creating a wedge, not a rectangle, not a triangle. But we could sort of do a triangle right here and like that, but I'd want to extend those out so that we have a bit of a megaphone happening. So are we going to come back down and drop down this way, or are we going to break that resistance right there? Yeah, I added BSX and Chewy for you, Mark. It's already on the list. It's down below at the bottom. So What are my thoughts on the SPY? We have the big announcement coming out at 2 o'clock today. We're starting to see volume. Where was the big volume? This big day right here. Where are we in relation? We're not above it. We're not below it. So I would look for a breakout above 371.28 or break down below 366. Breaking below 366, we're likely going to see more volume continue to the downside on the daily. It's just sort of been like a holding pattern. If we look at it on a weekly, right? We've got this right here. We came down, we tested the 4, which is roughly right at 366, right? I happen to mention that number. 366 is the weekly for EMA. So I would be watching that if we drop below that, potentially down to 360. And then let's look at the Qs over here. So the Qs, same scenario, super strong, breaking out, had a little long trade today off of my list. And you can see it's never just straight up, right? It looks like it's straight up on the weekly, but there's a lot of movement. Comes up, back down, up, and contracts back, up, contracts back, up, okay, contracts back, right? So with Google and Facebook, all of that with, is it the FTC or FCC, whatever it is, the regulatory body, they could really cause there to be a sell-off if they say, hey, no, you're not allowed to monopolize everything, especially with Zuckerberg. So will that happen and really draw it down? Now, remember, you guys know I definitely watch Apple. I had Apple on my list today as well, right down here. Let me pull up my image. Do I have it up over here? Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, here we go. So here is my watch list. So I actually had Apple today on the short side as well. I have been watching this. Is this going to be a Wyckoff? Let's save that. Is this going to be a Wyckoff distribution pattern right here? Oh, I just got an alert short on Mara. It was pulling back on the 5-minute chart, so I might check on that. You sell Bitcoin. Awesome, Tom. Yeah, nice job. Nice job locking profits up there. It definitely looks like it was getting ready to roll over and potentially a good profit taking point, such as Mara as well and GBTC, two others that are trading sympathetically to the crypto world, right? Good morning, Michael. So Apple up here on the daily, we have an indecision doji. Maybe this is going to be our spring and we're going to see a move to the downside. Depends as well what's going to happen at 2 o'clock. Is there a stimulus bill? They passed the spending bill, which is set in place to keep the government in place, right? But is that going to be the stimulus? Big day, defining day, likely for the market is there going to be a vote by close of Congress and Senate this Friday? That's when they're going to go on recess until January 7th, I believe it is. So know that it could be a very, very volatile day on Friday, depending on what happens by the end of the day and into Monday as well. So keep all of that in mind. We do have a bit of a Santa Claus rally going on. Alan Rohrbach mentioned, hey, when we have an amazing day, an amazing year by mid-November, if the hedge fund guys are not fully invested, they tend to dump their money in, create more buying, big money buying, drives the prices up. All right, so I also have been talking about Amazon, longer term swing trade. I'm in this. It did break out. It broke a resistance level right here. Crucial, right? We were in this downward trend over here. We have a depth roughly 33 down to 37. So we're looking at roughly $300 add-on right here. So up to 34.60 is my potential target in the longer term swing for Amazon. So really liking this to the upside right now. If we go into a further lockdown up here, we're likely going into a lockdown on Friday. More just essentials, right? No other extras. Just grocery stores, really, maybe hardware stores, and hospitals and essential workers. So Amazon is likely going to get a lot of business up here at least. I don't know how strict it's going to end up down in the States, but it's looking pretty strict. All right, so for today, had Neo on my long list, one of my followers. Mike, if you are watching today, I know that you are liking the fact that Neo is up today. A lot of people as well. It almost looks like it could be setting up for W formation. If this were to break above 48, would likely see continued move to the upside, but would need to break that. It almost looks like a shoulder right there as well that tested, as well as testing the 20 SMA. Off of the watch list today, really beautiful trade, 2 trades to the long side. 2 different opportunities to get in and profit and make money off of that. Tilray as well was up this morning, and Aphria in the cannabis sector. However, this provided a short opportunity to trade. That's why I do create them to both sides. And you can see, hey, it comes down, test this as a resistance. That is that lower risk entry for a potential short right there. Aphria as well today. Let's switch it on over. Come on there, Trading View. All right, so Aphria, again, you can see it, every time that it comes up to 860, it has a hard time really breaking above. Pre-market, we did have movement. However, on the daily chart, it has not been able to hold up above 860. Germany is in lockdown until the 16th of January, Netherlands for 5 weeks. Yeah, up here we are locking down. Actually, I think it was announced the 25th until the 11th of January. So pretty much the whole holiday season. And our kids are out of school as of today. Today is the last day until January 7th or 11th for us. In Quebec, at least. All right, so Mara had an amazing move today. This was what I was trading this morning. I actually got in on the break of 750 pre-market right there, tested the resistance and broke out, bought right at 750 and continuing to the upside. Now it looks like it's coming back down for potential test, much like Bitcoin probably, as well as potentially Overstock. Let's see how Overstock is doing today. Overstock not trading so much sympathetically, but hitting the 50 simple moving average on the daily. And let's go look at GBTC again. Came up and starting to curl over just like Bitcoin. All right, let's look at Laser. So Laser was lower float, had a big move this morning, and it has not really moved one way or the other. I gave it a wide range because it is lower float, and it's just sort of trading sideways. You know, I would go ahead and move this up here. 24 looks like it's now that resistance flipped to be support, and would look for this to break out. You can see volume came in and it reversed. Classic move, right? Look for those high volume candles at the bottom, not just the candlesticks, but check out the volume. The volume is what's creating those candlesticks. Who's winning? The buyers or the sellers? All right. American was on the short list today. And it's been setting up with this accumulation or distribution pattern. Are we going to come up, have a little bit of a flag and continue to the upside here? Is this going to be a flag, or are we going to break down? So keeping it on watch to see if we close below 1660. And that's pretty much right where we bounced today. Not always ASIF. Usually high volume at extremes will create a reversal pattern. Then we have, so this had a bit of a short trade today, below 1680 down to 1660, 20 cents. Not that big, but it has that potential to go further, potentially down to 1550 if it does break down to the downside. BHP today. So this one was also on the potential short list. It gapped up and it had a funny gap. There was no trading but high volume here. So I thought, well, hey, if it breaks below 65, there's a good chance for it to break down. And it just has been trading below there all day. So it shows on the 24-hour chart that it opened up here, but it was really just a couple of trades early this morning and then it dropped down. Apple. Again, let's look at Apple on the shorter term time frame. So Apple came down, did provide a nice short for breaking down below 127.20. Nice 60 cents to the downside. Really like Apple and the SPY for options as well. They tend to be easy to get in and out, high liquidity, low spread. All right, Pfizer. So Pfizer, this is much like potentially, the acceptance of the vaccine. Yay, this is awesome. And now, hey, we're going to correct it. Everybody, the layperson might be getting in thinking, oh my goodness, Pfizer is going to the moon. And it ends up just pulling back. Maybe we will see support back here at 37.24, 37.50 area, this trend line. And it will bounce from there, but it is setting up with an H pattern. So coming up, dead cat bounce, coming back down, test resistance. If we go down below 37.90, likely a trade, like I said, potentially down to this trend line down at 37.60-ish. CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines, had a big run up right in the first 15 minutes, and then sellers stepped right back in. So it dropped to the downside, quite extreme today. Had it fairly tight because of the range pre-market. So it did offer opportunities to both sides, 20 cents to the downside and 30 cents to the upside. Excuse me, 40 cents to the upside. All right, so we'll get into, we have APXT for Ben A. All right, so let's look at this. This is an older one, obviously right here. So let's look at it on the daily chart, right? Whoops. There we go. Daily chart came up and sellers took over. Then buyers brought it up here to support. Sellers stepped in again. If we draw a little trend line here. Oops. That's not a trend line, is it? All right. So if we draw a little trend line here, it would need to break out of this descending triangle here with higher volume, which could happen today, or it could break down to the downside, but it does look like fairly strong support here. So would watch for a breakout of 14.13 and then confirmed move up above $15. Chewy. Everybody needs to get their dog food, right? And their pet food. Looks like it could be setting up with a gravestone doji up here, depending on what's happening. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe move up here. This could be exhaustion of the buyers and the sellers are stepping in. How many people want to buy it when it's up almost 50%, right? So maybe we're having a bit of buyer's exhaustion. The RSI, hey Julia, welcome. The RSI is climbing a little bit higher, almost up to the overbought area. However, to the upside, when a stock is moving to the upside, it tends to show false indications when it's overbought. But maybe we're going to see a scenario like this. We're going to have a little bit of a dark shadow candlestick today. We'll see. Yeah, let's look. Nice, Julio. Okay, and we have BSX. I'll add on your Airbnb, Jmia, and Blink in a second. So BSX, nice, broke out of this W right here. Coming up, looks like that resistance could be set up at roughly $35.80 and up at that $36 mark for the 50 simple moving average. So I'd watch that, and then also the 200 simple moving average. Do you guys know what this cross is right here? 50 crossing down over the 200. What cross is that called? On the daily chart. I like testing you guys. You got it, Michael. So watch out, be aware of that, right? If it cannot break above that 200 simple moving average, it might drop down further. All right, let's look at Peloton. It's in the upward motion now. All right, Peloton, nice, broke out over here. Didn't really have high volume until this candlestick right over here. So we had high volume breaking out of this resistance. Now we are in, we are more in a wedge, right? To the upside, depending on where we are. We're setting the lower high. We have not broken out yet, right? But if we go here, I hope the volume's not crazy and I'm blasting your ears. We have an ascending triangle right now. So would look for that to break out right there. It might be maybe a little bit more like that. We'll put it to the highs, the wicks. I prefer the actual candlesticks, but we don't have a close yet. So we would break out here, and then that's in a breakout zone. And we're definitely in an ascending wedge as well. So it's nice for Peloton for that. Would watch definitely resistance over here. Every time that it's come up to this area, 135 area, it seems to sell off. Definitely 140 would be that next test up above. All right, let's look at Airbnb for Julio. So Airbnb, amazing day, first day, and then it came back down. We just have the 4 simple moving average coming in, and now it is, let's do this. So we actually have, oops, I don't want that. Which side? Other way around. We go to our lows, right? It's testing the 61 retracement from the bottom right now. So that might provide a bit of resistance. There might be a little trade from 139.96 up to 144.75, and then it might bounce back down, test this from above, and then catapult up. So if I was in this long, I would look at it to see nice trading, Julio, if you were in this for sure, breaking above right here. Let's look at it on the 45-minute chart. Yeah, pretty much once it broke above over here, it shot up above that 78. It's cool how the Fibonacci levels work, right? JMIA. All right, JMIA, let's pull it back on the daily and adjust it here. All right, so looks as if $40 is going to potentially offer some resistance. It's in that upward motion. We have a higher volume doji day right here, a little bit of indecision. Bearish looking candlestick came down to the moving averages and is stepping back in. Would really need to take out this candlestick, in my opinion, to really surge higher. So I'd look more for that 41 break as opposed to just 40. 40 has really held a lot of resistance, might take a bit of profit off if I was long this right now. Hold on 2 seconds, guys. Hold on. I'm going to put it back here and go here and open up the other one.
John.
Hold on, guys. That is Ricky from the Java Pit. Here we go. I got this. I always forget to. There we go. I always forget to shut that down. All right, right back to where we were. And if you guys like my live stream, please hit that like button and share with your friends and fellow traders. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, all out there so that I can help more people. I see we've got 18 watching and 6 likes. So if you're here and enjoying it, please hit that like button. All right. And if you have a stock that you want to check out, we will look at it. So the last one I have right now is Blink for Julio. So if you have anything, put them in there right now. All right. So Blink. Nice on Blink. I really like this one longer term as well. We have a bit of a ascending, like an equilateral triangle almost. So let's put this here. Yeah, right there. LCA, or is that ICA, Ben? So this broke out, right? If we're measuring this move, let's go here to here. We have $12. So if we come here, potential target of roughly $40 for Blink before we start to see another pullback and test of this upward trend right here. All right, let's look at Ford. All right, so Ford on the daily looks like we might be coming up to a bit of a distribution pattern, right? It's been trading just like up between 9 and 10 for a little bit of a while here, right? It came back down. Where is that big move? It dropped below just one day, but there's no confirmation. We have a bit of a downward trend setting up. So is it going to break above $9.50 or back down below $9? We'll put it right here, actually, $8.88 right there. That was a resistance and now a support. So is it going to, which way are we going to go? We might take it up and then drop all the way to the downside. GM is nicely rolling down the hill now, Michael. So we've seen that. I love this little moving average cross right here. Hey, look, we got a short signal for the 8, crossed over the 20. a little bit of like a mini death cross, right? A faster death cross than the 50 over the 200. Hello, IQ Micro from Toronto. How's the weather there? It's bitter and cold here, -10 degrees and Arctic winds. No fun. That's why I've got my scarf on today. Definitely chilly. So this looks like it's coming back down. Is it going to come back down below 39.90 or down below 39? Not sure. But we have seen some bigger volume, right? Looking down here, what's going on with our volume? Our volume really was dropping as it was going up. And we had bigger volume on this day, and we're below that volume. So it looks like we are setting up for move down to the downside, potentially over here. -10. Yeah. Oh yeah, Henok, we'll check out Vahu again today. And let's look at LCA for Ben. All right, here we go. So it looks like a bit of a bull flag on LCA, right? Let me turn this off. So we came and, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to grab the line. There we go. So came to a resistance area, created support, a bit of a flag, right? And now we're breaking this downward trend right here. We need higher volume and confirmation. Closing up the high of the day, it would be a potential nice long swing right there, right? And let's look at Veru for Henok. All right, so Veru. All right. What can you guys tell me about these candlesticks? Can anybody tell me anything? What do we see on this first candlestick? On the 14th of December. Oh, nice, Michael. Hello, Artemio. So this first candlestick, indecision, right? Buyers and sellers, wicks on both sides. This day, hey, sellers brought it down. Hey, today, again, sellers are bringing it down. Volume is starting to drop. Yeah, we have a doji, and then it almost looks like a gravestone doji, but those would be more at the top. And yeah, maybe they're taking their money and putting it into cash, or potentially some shorts are getting in. Hey, shorting it here, shorting it here, shorting it here, and then looking to fill the gap down. Might come back down to about 720 before it bounces. And if we do that, Fibonacci down to 620, 630 area. You want to look at PLTR? Yeah, let's look at PLTR for Julio. Hey, Julio, long or short, Julio? It has broken this upward trend line, and we're about to have the cross of the 4 going over the 8. Volume is dropping now. It's not looking as pretty as it was before. It wasn't a nice upward trend, but now it's broken that trend line right there. You think this looks like a flagpole? Here we have this wedge right here, but it broke it to the downside, right? We could do this as well. And maybe say, hey, we have, maybe the attributes of the wedge have changed. Yeah, so it could go either way right now. I'd really watch that 20 simple moving average to see if it's going to break 24.90. If it breaks at 25 and closes below 25, psychologically, 2 people would likely want to get out. If it goes to 25 and it drops below, I'm getting out, right? Just put yourself in the head of other traders as well. It's not just you, hey, I'm long, okay, this looks like it's bouncing, awesome. Think about the other trader that's long and that wants to get out and protect their profit from being in down here at $10, right? All right, guys, that is going to be it for today. I hope you have an amazing trading day, the rest of it. Sorry I was not live yesterday. I just need a little bit of a personal day. Michael, you're saying it looks like Veru looks like a flagpole to go up higher? I don't see that. I see selling, and I see selling, and I see selling. Right? Indecision day, selling day, a little bit of buying. Selling right now are in the bottom third of the candlestick. Where it closes will really be telltale sign. If it can take out the lows of these two, then likely a gap down. But it's got the selling wick right here. Definitely a selling day here, bearish day, and then selling guys are stepping in, or girls. All right. Bank of America says 217.30 on Microsoft. Was that an upgrade, Mark? Are they trying to get people to buy the stock? All right. I won't say any more other than that. But I will see you all tomorrow, roughly 12:15, unless I'm on with Angela Miles, and then it might be 12:30 tomorrow. So have an amazing day. Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time. See you all tomorrow.